Hello everyone, as usual it's me Pavlo and today we'll be talking about Tanchjim Zero Ultra. In this case, Zero means that it's the most affordable offer, it's a budget model with price about $15–16 and Ultra just a reference that it's a new updated version. I really like Tanchjim as a company. They create really great designs and tweak sound also really well. So I was really excited to hear what they can offer in this ultra affordable segment. These earphones, as far as I understand, exists in two versions with regular jack and with USB Type-C connector. And I've selected Type-C version with built-in DAC chip, so I'm really interested in this segment of affordable audio because it's convenient and it's cost efficient, so I have some expectations for these earphones. So let's find out what we're getting here. Package is small, but design is really nice. Tanchjim is consistent in their style and often uses very light shades of gray that gives a pleasant feel. Basic features are listed on the back side, and inside we have a box. And actually, I must admit, a pretty nice box for the affordable segment. Interesting texture, pleasant to touch. So overall, really good feeling from the unboxing. And you'll get some papers, then velvet pouch, two set of 3 pair tips each of 2 different types, and earphones themselves in a plastic bag. So let's go inside. Actually, one extra set of tips. So here they are. I like this barrel-shaped design. It's simple, but at the same time pretty neat, accurate, and also fitting nicely into ears. Spouts have average length, and overall passive sound isolation is also on the average level. You can see driver inside and you can see protective grille, so all these parts are here. Metal on the face plates, and you can see that they implemented some thing inside to hold the cable to protect it from tearing out. And not really typically for modern models, cable is made non-replaceable, and I have a bit of mixed feelings here. From one hand, of course, having replaceable cable is a nice thing. From the other hand, actually, in the cheap earphones, replaceable cable is often a point of failure in the connectors, and I think that properly implemented fixed cable sometimes can be more durable. But you can disagree with me, so welcome to the comments section. There is a strain relief to improve the durability, and cable overall looks really nicely built. It has some PVC-like tube as insulation, and inside goes attractive silver wire twisted in the spiral. There is a microphone, of course. If this thing is created to connect to smartphone, having microphone and this one button talk control is a good idea. It goes to this splitter with chin slider, and beneath the splitter it goes in parallel to this black USB Type-C connector. It would have been nice to have this connector also transparent, but it was not implemented. But it would be nice to see the chip inside of this connector. Anyway, I think presentation and unboxing experience is pretty pleasant. In their promo materials, Tanchjim stated that they tuned these earphones with pop music in mind. I partially agree here because pop music sounds great with them, but they are not limited to only pop music. This type of tuning I prefer to call mass market, or actually I like the term I've heard recently that really applies to such earphones: everyday carry earphones. Their tuning is on the safer side of things, with added weight and pleasant bass, not focused on small nuances and details, with pretty present but not sharp and fatiguing treble. And of course they're tuned for streaming services, for lossy compression, for modern music without perfect mastering, not audiophilic, but regular people type of tuning. Bass go pretty deep, it has nice weight and balancing pretty decently between weight and impact. Of course, don't expect super tight and punchy low frequencies, but at the same time, when rumble is present, they deliver pretty good sense of presence. I can't call this earphones bass head because the amount of low frequencies here is pretty normal, so enough to be pleasant for genres that requires a lot of bass, but at the same time not over dominating and silencing other instruments. So let's get to the example. Sorry. It's Lose Yourself to Dance by Daft Punk. Really pleasant, punchy bass line that has good contrast with vocals and instruments in the mid frequencies. So it's just a single dynamic driver, so they are coherent and bass transitions nicely into mids. There is also a slight hint of added weight on the mids, so resolution is average, or like I said, normal, not great, not terrible. And there is a bit of added weight that actually sometimes is super beneficial for male vocals. I will show you example now where I really like it. They don't try to be like super focused on the realism of instruments. They more focused on the dynamics and emotions. Imaginary stage is slightly above average in width and about average in depth, so not super spacious, but accurately built with nice size of the instruments positioned decently on the imaginary stage. They are not critical to the quality of material, and probably they're not suited well to like trying different releases or remasters or stuff like that. But of course it depends on remasters and releases themselves. So, example for the mid frequencies is Haken, Earthrise. I really like Haken, great mix of genres, a bit of retro wave, a bit of progressive metal, a bit of some kind of electronic music, so everything blended together and performed really well. Unfortunately not superbly recorded, and actually this is the case when you can hear that they have a bit of dirt in the record, and these earphones deliver it and you can hear it. Actually, I don't know, maybe it was intentional tuning because some groups in genres like stoner and retro wave prefer to mix and record in a bit vintage style. Maybe it was intentional thing from Haken. But overall, keyboard part sounds really nice, vocals are also great, guitars sometimes lacking a bit of aggression, but drums and percussions are great. And treble, actually it's a bit highlighted to, lower part of the treble is highlighted, extension is about average, so don't expect some layering or rich overtones, just basic overtones and done in a nice way. They're not super forward, but at the same time they are present, they are airy, sparkly, but not fatiguing, not super sharp or sibilant, and overall they fitting nicely into the tuning of these earphones. So they giving you necessary amount of realism for the instruments, but of course don't expect some audiophilic stuff like room representation and so on. And here is an example, it's Loverman by Metallica. Great cover, I really enjoy it, and actually it's the example when this earphones mid representation really fitting male vocals, because Hatfield voice here getting a bit of additional velvet feel, and it's really enjoyable. And at the same time, percussions and the guitars here sounds nice. So Metallica did a better job in mixing the track compared to Haken. Actually, Metallica and good mixing is not a thing for last 20 years or so. But anyway, pretty enjoyable experience, but of course not super focused on small nuances. And there is not much sense in speaking about the pairings because they came with their own USB Type-C connector, which makes them great offer on the go. So probably I will summarize everything here. Great, not fatiguing, enjoyable earphones to listen on the go, sometime, somewhere during daily commute and stuff like that. Affordable, simple, straightforward. So I like that almost all companies now releasing such models. We need more competition in this affordable segment with USB Type-C connectors. Thank you for listening, thank you for your attention, and have a great day.